Gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Shelly
Me don't want no fake love,
and
me only want the real deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Shelly Lime and be lovebird.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's happy to be on this lovely hump day. Hey, Matthew. Matthew says yes. Hey,
Hi,
Sophia.
Matthew.
We didn't even have a chance to get the topic in there yet, but I think y'all might have read it. So the topic tonight is, should exes get along with significant others if there are children involved? V, I'll let you answer that one.
Absolutely. There's no reason why they shouldn't. And the only reason I feel like they wouldn't is because one of the parents wants the other one back or something. You know what I mean? So, especially for the kids' sake, because you don't want your kids to see that y'all tripping and y'all doing all this extra stuff and can't get along, and it's just too much. Kids need to see something different.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I think most people, when they get involved, the only time there's like tension is if the girl was like the ex was like the woman on the side, or if it was some kind of nonsense in the play. Because most of the time people they break up and they get along if it's not no bad blood in the mix. And then, a lot of times the children just get stuck slap in the middle because there's all kinds of tension between the adults, which shouldn't be there because they don't got nothing to do with all that.
Or the child could have been made while that person was with the other person. You know what I mean? For infidelity.
True.
And then they hold a grudge
And then there's
against
a
the child and the significant other. Hey, Abba. Hey, Lynn.
Abba, where you been, honey?
Abba been MIA.
Abba, you been in the distance, baby. We almost missed you for a month.
Abba been on some other stuff, child.
I think that's kind of where the animosity comes from. But I believe that if you go into a relationship knowing that someone has children and they had an ex, or it's a baby mama, mother, or whatever, father on the side, you just, to me, owe it to the children just to be fair, just to be nice to their mama or their daddy, because they don't got nothing to do with that. And then there's sometimes those messy mothers that get their children all involved.
And then too. But then when you have older kids and the mother doesn't know how to not cross boundaries, you know what I mean? That even goes over into when you have an older child that has a girlfriend or boyfriend, the mama just always in their business and trying to run their life and can't get along with the girlfriend, and him and the girlfriend having problems because the mama don't know how to stay in her place and keep overstepping her boundaries. That can go with that too. Sophia said, well, it depends on who you chose to have your children by. For me, we had a great split and a relationship afterwards. That's really rarer than you think, Sophia, for real, because some people just bitter, period. Hey, Orlando. Some people are just bitter. But I just feel like if we're not together, what am I mad about you being with somebody else for? Go ahead, enjoy your life. I wish y'all well. But there's no sense in me arguing with her or being mad at her for anything.
but then it still depends on what the circumstances that may have made you mad in the first place. Because you
Right.
may be sane at the moment, but that doesn't mean it's just like sometimes when you say, you have said this before, she ain't finna be around my children, she ain't finna be around my kids. I don't know. We all do
Who
that at
said
some point.
that?
Like, I don't know her like that. You know what I mean? Because you have that, you don't know what other people might treat your kids like, or you don't know how the father might be rocking with the person that might be, mistreating your kids if you got that kind of messy father or mother.
I've never had that issue with anybody, as far as like, don't do this and don't that, because I always had them with me myself anyway. But my thing was too, if they were going to date somebody and be with that person, then as long as she good to my child, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't yelling at them, mistreating them, and mad when they there and all that type of stuff, now we got a problem if you're doing that. But other than that, I could care less. But I didn't want my kids around a whole bunch of different people. Like we were talking about the other day, then you mad at the child because the child done said something because they don't really know no better. Kadera said, "Woo, child, you said you made the church say amen." Right.
Abba
Um,
said Sophia defined great post-breakup relationship. You don't know what that means.
Hey, Noah. Noah said, ain't no point in arguing. Just need to make sure how the kids are getting treated. Yeah, that's what I just said, Noah. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Whether you like the person or not, if they're good to your child, then that should be all that matters. That should be what it is, but that's just not how it goes.
That's only if the mother or the father does not still have feelings for the kid, for
That's
the
what I'm
other person that
saying.
they left. Right. That's what
Right. That's
causes
what
the
I'm saying.
tension.
And then some now have a problem because they don't want the other person to say anything to their kids if it's not coming from the parent themselves. But if your child is in a household with a man and his woman, or vice versa, they need to listen. As long as them people not mistreating your kid and whooping their ass and talking to them crazy or whatever, they still need to be able to tell them, if you're doing something, go sit your ass down in the corner somewhere. You ain't got to say it like that. But you know what I'm saying? Go sit down somewhere. You got the kid
Yeah, then
coming
they
in.
come back and tell your crazy ass, Mama. Yeah, Mama, she told me
Right,
to sit my ass down, and you tell me I'm finna fight
right.
her.
And then you're going to go to the left. But then not only that, if you got a kid in there and you don't want the other person, they say something, you move them into your house and the kid's tearing your damn house up. Like, no, we finna have a problem. Everybody can leave. But
Look,
I'm just,
I've had
this
that problem.
eyelash give me a fit. I don't know.
Yeah, you should be able to, anytime you take on the responsibility of somebody else's children. Oh yes, there will be some discipline. They just not gonna be running all over the place like they're losing their mind. And if some kids are just unruly as hell.
Yes.
Everybody's kids ain't good. Sometimes the mothers sick them on you. They be like, go over there and give them hell.
Not sick
Go
them
over there
on
and
you.
give them hell. Give them hell, honey. No, no,
You
no,
done
no,
turn the
no,
kids
honey.
into little animals. You done turn the kids
Just a
into
little
animals.
rugrat
Sick them.
running along trying to tell no, no.
Noah said they need to listen to the step parent, but they ain't finna. I can't see y'all. They ain't finna cuss my
She said,
kid
but
or
they ain't
bust
finna cuss
their
my
ass
kids or
or
bust
bust
their ass.
their
No,
ass.
and it also depends on how little you get these kids. Sometimes you get relationships like these kids be like 2 and 1, and every once in a while you gotta pop a thumb or two on some little young ones. Some of them little young ones is bad.
See, Sophia said what I was just about to say. She said her child's father had a wife. They had to sit down, both parties, and had a great understanding. And see, that's what grown people do. That's what you're supposed to do in
Right,
that. So,
right, right.
Papa said, whoop ass, the king of discipline. Well, now I'm gonna say this now. If I would have been in that situation, I don't mind them telling my child right from wrong, but you can say it in a way you're not gonna be mistreat my child and you're not gonna put your hands on my child. That's just it.
Carolyn,
But
no.
if they running around and they doing this, you need to go sit down somewhere. That's cool with me. But as far as the person is not the parent, or especially if they didn't raise that child from the beginning, you know what I'm saying? How relationships go, we ain't putting no hands on nobody. No, I'm not doing that.
So
At
if you
all.
in a relationship and you dated a guy for 2 years and your kids are young and your
Hmm.
kids are, because we had this talk show before and you was like, I don't want anybody touching my children. when does the person, like, if you're not here, God forbid, you're not at home, and your kids decide they want to act a whole donkey, and they're little, let's say 9-ish, 8-ish, and they just doing the most. And he say, go in the room, do not come out, y'all in timeout, whatever you want to call it, and then you come home and your kids crying because they in timeout. What's your reaction gonna be?
That's fine. I don't mind that. I don't mind that.
Lies.
Because you telling them no, well, let me change. It's a way to say it and it's a way to do it. If they being mean and just don't like the kids in the first place and might have just said that shit just so they could go sit down somewhere, then that's different. But I just said, if I'm with somebody and my child is acting crazy and they tell me to go sit down somewhere or whatever the case may be, I don't mind that. I said, as far as them putting their hands on them. Now, when I get home and you tell me what they did, I'll bust their ass. But if you not their daddy, I ain't even let their daddies hit them. So why would I let another man?
That's where me and you always differ at. Because I feel like if you marry someone and they taking care of your children, how dare you ask them to, you gonna pause till I get home to discipline my children? Fuck that. If I'm a mama and the babies is near me and they cutting up and you trust me as your woman, you gonna know I ain't hurting your children.
You missed what I said. I didn't say that. If you with that person, say right, and that person been with that child from the beginning, that's like their parent. That's different. I'm talking about when you start dating somebody and they coming into what you and your kids got going on or whatever the case may be. Because I'm just like, because some people don't know how to whoop your damn kids. Some parents don't know how to whoop their kids. So you may have a person and they have an underlying issue with your child that you don't even know about. And when they whoop them, they hurt them. That's why you see so many boyfriends killing these babies these days, because these women just bringing these people around their kids. No, I'm not. Is that you? Oh, and so I'm like, no, negative. I'm not doing that. No, it's an Vonda. Hell, ain't no step parent putting their hands on your kids. They're gonna beat them up, especially Naya. She got them hands. It's so crazy.
See, everybody know. If you know, right, you know she's been here talking a bunch of shit on this podcast. You know good and goddamn well. Vonda ain't letting nobody mess with them children.
You keep missing a point. I said, if my child was showing their ass and they telling them, look, you need to get your ass over there and sit down somewhere, or telling them, something to keep them from hurting themselves, if they off the chain or whatever, I said, you can say that to them, tell them go sit their ass down, so put them in timeout, whatever. I said, don't put your hands on them. That's two different things.
But you just said you want them to wait till you come home to pop.
Yeah, how they making it kid? Well, I will when I get home. Nobody does not no, I'm not no. I don't care. You can say it to your purple in the face. No. I'm not. I don't play
with that. I disagree.
But that's you. You go right here and you disagree all you want to. That's where we always differ. Like you said,
we always disagree with that.
No,
especially if you got some badass kids.
People don't like your damn kids. That's what I'm saying.
Well, you should be dating nobody that don't like your kids. You ever thought about that? If you date somebody and you know they don't like your children, then it should be like, you don't like my kids. Why are you fucking with them anyway? If you don't trust the person you with to discipline your kid, then you should not be with them. Period. Point blank. I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's my point. But what if you got one of these damn people you dating and they got underlying dislikes for your child and don't show that to you? But then you get your ass home and your child telling you this person did that. They don't never act like that. No, they don't. And that's when the doubt comes in and all that type of shit. First of all, I didn't bring people around my daughters like that. So that was never an issue. But I'm just saying, had that been the case, negative. No, I don't give a damn what nobody said. No, because some people don't know how to whoop your kids. And especially if you got a person, y'all both got kids, they can see everything your child is doing, but don't never see the shit their own kid is doing. You know what I'm saying? So, but then when you got
to reevaluate your situation. See, all of the things can fall into play.
I can't finish my point. You keep making me forget. Okay. But what I was saying was, what?
I said, go ahead.
What I was saying was, I'm trying, if you let me talk, kiddo. What I was saying was, if you have these two people, that's why you have to be careful of the people that you choose. First and foremost, ain't nobody gonna be around my kids that I even got an inkling like that they don't like kids or they ain't spending time with their own kids or all this type of shit. I'm not doing that. And that's why I always made it a point to never have my kids stepdaddies, because that wasn't going to happen. So I didn't have that issue because I know me. So I'm like, no, because I dated this one dude one time. And you know who I'm talking about. Act like he was okay or whatever, but I would see the little shit he would do. And I would see that he was jealous of the relationship that me and my daughter had. At the time, it was just me and my oldest one. I didn't have my second daughter. And every time she'd do something, I could see him just like, and so one day he just said something out of the way. And I flipped the hell out. I was like, and I ain't talked to that man or seen him since. And she was only like 4 or 5 at the time, because that let me know right then. But then when you had your daughter there, she was young but grown as hell. You ain't say a word to your daughter. My child was disciplined, you know that. But I was like, hold up, wait a minute. You the visitor. She live here. So with that being said, you can get your ass on up out of here and don't come back. And that was just the end of that. And I never seen a person again. That's what I say when I say some people only see what your kids do, and some people are jealous of the relationship and the bond that you have with your child because they want all that time for themselves. This is like if you dating a man and every time you want to do something, he's telling you, well, I got to take my son here. I got to do this with my daughter. Oh, and they feel like you always putting them on the back burner for your child. And then that sometimes, stir up animosity in some people. I'm just saying not everybody is like that, but for yourself, some people are like that. That's what I mean when I say that. And that's why I've always chosen not to have my kids stepdads or, date a dude and be bringing them all around and all that type of shit. Because I already know what's going to happen if something go wrong. So that's why I say that. Now I'm done. Let me read something come in.
You said a whole mouthful.
Yeah, I had to, because you be making me forget. Hold on. Abba said, Sophia, that is extremely rare. I mean, perfect diamond type rare. I mean, it's rare, Abba, but some people, when you at a certain point in your life and you want what's best for your child, it's easy to sit down with somebody and have that discussion. And your kids may not even be bad, and you ain't even got to go through that anyway.
I think it's better, Abba, when you do it that way, though. I think it's better when you have that conversation. I don't think that you should bring your kids around anybody that a parent doesn't know. I think before you even introduce them, you should know the parent involved, because you could be dealing with a whole psycho that don't want you around their kids. That happens. Stuff happens like that. So it's best to sit down and be like, hey, I'm going to be dating this person seriously. You need to meet him or her or whoever and get that out the way. So when they dropping them off and you picking them up, they ain't all looking all crazy in the face.
Right. And then shit, it may be a time when that person might have to go get the child for you. You don't want to be beefing with somebody that you putting your child's welfare in their hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. Let me see. Vanessa said, whoop that butt. James said, hey, Chris. Chris said, Chris love the kids. Yeah, that's Chris. Your Chris, Shelley. Let's see. I'm trying to find my place, y'all. Hold on. I ain't got that many. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Orlando said, some people want you to slide into the step parent role too soon. Hell, we just started dating 2 months ago. Right. You don't just start introducing your kids to all these people, and then 2 months down the road, you decide that ain't work. And then a month or a week later, you got this dude, this woman, that woman. No.
That's a different story. That's a different topic, Orlando. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you are involved and you've been involved, like I'm talking about months. I ain't talking about no fly-by random booty calls. You should introduce your kids to nobody's booty call. You should introduce your kids when you know it's serious, or when some people date with meaning. Some people don't just be dating to be just out here running around on all kinds of nonsense, especially if you got kids, and especially in this day and age. Honey, people ain't got time to be running around here just dating people for 2 months, introducing their kids to everybody.
No, I ain't with all that. No. I'm even like that with my grandbaby. We don't bring negative. I just no. It's just some shit you got to be careful about. Like she just said, if you're gonna be around that person and that person's gonna be around consistently, then that's different. But to be dating, they be like, damn, I saw my grandma was so and so. Who is it? No, same thing applies. Nuh-uh. Vanessa said, hey, Vanessa. She said they need to leave respect to, wait a minute, y'all can't see word for nothing, y'all. They need to have respect for you and you love your kids. But yes, they should discipline them. But see, everybody getting
I
discipline
agree.
misconstrued. Discipline doesn't necessarily mean putting your hands on a child. I'm talking about the part when you talk about whooping the child or whatever. As far as discipline, when I'm not there, you listen to this person or whatever. As long as they ain't causing you harm or doing nothing to try to hurt you, that's fine. That type of discipline is cool. That's what I said. I said the disciplinary things when you putting your hands on the child, depending on how that person is positioned in that child's life. Like if I had the baby. He been with me since my baby was 2 months old, 3 months old, whatever the case may be, a year old or less, and he's still with me when that child is 5, 10 years old. Then of course he got full reign because that's the child's father, not biologically, but that's the child's father. That's different. I'm talking about these people you meeting, and you might have known for a couple of years, and y'all decide y'all gonna be together, whatever, whatever, whatever. But even then you just it's just I'm just different when it comes to that. I don't know. I just know.
But that comes with a lot of other stuff. You could have, okay, let's take whooping out of play. You can get married today.
Mm-hmm.
You got two kids. Your kids
Mm-hmm.
have gotten used to how you vibe with them in your house. They come in and go when they want. They do what they want in the house. I'm not saying yours particularly. I'm saying this is what your kids do. They come in,
Mm-hmm.
they do everything around you. Then here come this person you done married. That person doesn't agree with the way your household is rocking, but now he's your husband. And he's saying, I don't
Mm-hmm.
like my door swinging open like that. I don't like these girls coming in this house 3, 4 o'clock in the morning with all these friends locked up in their room. What do you do as the wife at that point? Do you go, that's my kids and I haven't been doing this all this time, blah, blah, blah. What do you do?
No, that's when you sit your kids down and sit your kids down and be like, look, because at that point it's just not me anymore. I would have to have that discussion at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not crazy or oblivious to the fact that when you marry somebody, you two now become one, and his concerns are now my concerns. You know what I'm saying? So if they got the door swinging or whatever, I don't play that shit on a regular night by myself. So if that's the case, that wouldn't be an issue. I'd be like, look, y'all can't be coming up in here all times of the night or whatever, whatever, whatever. And that'd just be at that, and that'd be the end of that. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't be like, well, no, I wouldn't do that. No, no. Sophia said, I gave her my blessing to punish my kids if they were disrespectful, but not to put her hands on them. Leave that part to the father. That's exactly what I'm saying, Sophia. Thank you. That's the only thing I'm saying. Vanessa said, your kids need to respect grown people, period. You entrust them, then they should discipline. Yeah, your
I
kids
agree.
gotta know respect, period. I don't play that
Because
disrespectful stuff. No,
kids know how to play on sides too. You can have some
they
kids, honey,
do.
play you right down the middle. They be like, oh, I
Yep.
already know they don't get along, so I'm gonna play both sides of this table and see who I can get to flip out on the other one. You got them little messy little children like that. I'm telling you, some little monsters
But
out
that's
here.
when you have to know your child and know the manipulative side, because kids can be manipulating as hell. Um, Opposite, some parents don't know how to discipline their children. Yeah, that's why we in a messed up society. Yeah, that's why the
I
society
agree
is
with you
messed up.
100%, honey. I do
Yeah,
because a lot of parents are their kids' friends. They're not their
right.
disciplinary. They want to rock and do everything their kids do, and that ain't the way that
Hmm.
works.
Right. Chris said true. Kadera said right. Keisha said yes. Vanessa said only when kids of age and can tell you what happened. Yeah. Chris said he loved the kids again.
I don't see that.
uh,
I'm not seeing what you're seeing. That's why you're like reading things differently.
oh, you don't?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Let me see. Hold on.
The last comment I see is Abba's.
It's a lot of okay, here we go. Vanessa said, let me click on that and then I can make and get to the other. She said, I agree, V, partially. It depends on the man and the kids. Yeah, that's true. Rocky said true. Sophia said, like I said, depends on who you choose to have your kids by. Yes. Hey, Chris, we said hey long time ago. And Kadera said, you have people who do that. Do what, Boo? Um, she also said, I wouldn't want to discipline nobody's kids because some people don't like that. Right. Some people do have an issue with that. That's when at the point when you sit down and you decide, amongst yourselves, you, the mama, the daddy, whoever, whatever the case may be, and y'all decide how y'all gonna do that thing. Because some people don't want you saying not one word to their kids. Period.
And their
That's
kids
just
will
like
never come
you
to my
give
house.
somebody
And
right.
I'm not just saying that. I mean, I was in an ex situation where that same situation went down. If your kid
What?
come here, when the child came over here and was acting like she was just, I don't know, brain somewhere on the left field, I might not have popped her, but I sure said, look, this is how we work in this house, baby. This is what we do. Let me sit you down and tell you the ground rules. Because I'm going to tell you once. I'm not going to tell you 3, 4, 5 times. This is how it works. Now, the ex-spouse might not have liked how I did. I didn't yell. I didn't pop her. But you got to understand, I don't go behind my own kids picking up stuff. I'm not going behind your child picking up stuff. I don't tell them twice, 3, 4, 5 times to do something. If I tell you to move, that mean move. If I tell you to get up, that mean go. It don't mean sit there looking at me looking at you. We trying to figure it all out. That's not how you do it. 12 or 10. I was raised differently. My mama said she looked at me and that mean move. That don't mean think about how I'm gonna move, where I'm going. No, different households. And that
I agree with that.
mama hers always told her, go over there and give a hell. No, this ain't the house you want to give hell at. Because I ain't
Mm-mm.
that kind of mama.
I said we're not doing that either. And like you said, you let it known and you tell that child, and that child was old enough to know better in the first place, but she hadn't been taught that. So she had to learn that coming around you. Because just because she's coming over there, you don't know how her living situation is where she is, but then she thinks she could take that over to wherever else she goes, and it don't work like that. Everybody runs their house differently. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So that's differently, and you should have done that. That's what you're supposed to do. I would say to the parents that don't believe in whooping ass, whoop your whoop your darn kids' ass. They'll thank you for it in the time to come, and society will be all better for it. Now, my kids got their ass whooped now. Trust me, they'll tell you that.
and it's
I
not
just said
every
it ain't
kid you got
nobody
to
else.
beat like that, but you got some kids that's just bad as hell. I mean, Vonda's kids was kind of disciplined. They, every once in a while she had to thump them. They wasn't the kind of kids that just all over the place. There's kids that are
No.
just little devils. They little devils. They little monsters. And you got to be like, you want to yank them and be like, sit your ass down. And especially the little talk back kids. Yeah, I don't do the talk back kids at all. You can't talk back to me. I'm too old. Like, even when I wasn't old, you can't talk back. That's crazy. I can look funny. You can
Mm-hmm.
cross your eyes and twist up your face, but just don't say nothing.
I don't play that now.
We was in a
No.
different lifestyle. My mom, you the next door neighbor, you look at her wrong, she was smacking you. So different
But
age,
see, that
and
was the
Jamaican people
era
don't
we grew
play.
up in. That was
Yeah, it's
the era we
different.
grew up in. And I say that all the time because back then the community helped raise you. Now you can't say shit to nobody's kid,
To
let
nobody's
alone
children.
yeah, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Like if you see let's say I got a cousin. If he used to see my daughter somewhere, he'll stop her ass right there and be like, hold up. And he'll call me, he'll be like, cuz she so and so and so and so. I'll be like, yeah, I know who she is. He'll be like, all right, he said, you better be glad that your mama know where you at, because I was gonna pick your ass and take you right back home. That's the type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
that should be done because he was coming from a good place, and that's how we were raised. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, because I had eyes all on my kids. When they went somewhere, I had eyes everywhere where they was at. I ain't play that. If I said,
I
and
mean,
I
because
tell them,
how many times have you snatched up my children and say, sit your little ass down there? And I'd be right there. I don't say one word because I know she
I ain't
loves
never
my kids.
snatched them up. I just talked to them. I ain't never had to
Well,
snatch them.
well, with little Naomi, you made her run into a door with a cockroach.
Oh, I was playing with her and scared her. And then he told it on me too, at the hospital. But I was playing with him and it scared him, and the door was open and he hit his head. You making it sound like I tried to abuse a child on purpose.
No, but she showed yelling them a lot. She'd tell them kids to sit down. Sit down, I'm gonna snatch
Yeah,
you up. She
I
might
mean
threaten
that's.
them a lot.
But I've never whooped them ever, never. Because I just
No, she
talked to
never
them. They
popped them.
know.
She'd just yell at them. But I knew if she did pop them, I wouldn't question it. Like they would have never
And that's
came
just
home
like
and
you
told me
do
no
with
way.
mine. That's like you
Yeah.
with mine. I wouldn't say nothing. I wouldn't question that. That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
We're talking about the people that you're dating. If you have to
Right.
whoop their ass and I'm gone, I figured they had to do something. I ain't gonna be tripping. That's what I'm saying. That's different. We're talking about in relationships.
Well,
Because I know you ain't gonna hurt them. Let's see. Hey, Steven. Steven said, regardless if the two of you have issues, parents, excuse me, then y'all, I gotta get my glasses. I can't see. I need them today. I have to get my glasses today. For a Dollar Tree show, come in handy, y'all. Let me see. I'm up here straining. Forgot I had them. Okay. All right, y'all. We're in business now. Stephen said,
God said, let there
regardless,
be vision.
right. Regardless if the two of you have issues, parents, then those have to be set aside for the sake of the kids. The two have together, both parents have to be on the same page because kids have a knack for pitting parents against each other. If both parents buy into working together, then most of these kids can prosper in life. That's what Shelly had said a few minutes ago, too, Stephen. That is true. Kids know how to
Yep.
manipulate your ass. And they know how to play one person against the other, just like you said. Even in households where it's the biological parents and the kids, they know how to pit the parents against each other and have the parents at odds and arguing and fussing and stuff because one kid. Now, that's one thing. Don't ask me something and then the child go ask the dad. If I tell you no, that's no. I don't care if he tell you, yeah, you can go out there and jump over the moon. If I told you to sit your ass down, that's what you're going to do. And I don't care what he
Right.
said. One parent should never override what the other parent has told that child, period. Vanessa said, yes, Shelly, respect goes both ways. He has the right to say something. Yeah, Vanessa, I'm not saying don't say nothing to the child. I'm saying, yeah, do that. You're supposed to, because you have a person sitting there thinking they can't say nothing to your child, and they see your child doing something. They're like, well, I ain't gonna say nothing to him because she told me not to say nothing to him. And then they go out and get in a world of trouble or go get hurt or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. Of course, yeah. Chris, he's the man of the house. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to get that misconstrued. That's what I mean when I say that. Sophia said, then y'all need to sit them kids down and talk about the rules. Absolutely. Hi, Ronald.
Absolutely. Hey, Ronald.
Ronald said that discussion should happen before you get married. Absolutely.
Exactly. Even when you start that dating process and you in there good 6-7 months, y'all should be having that conversation somewhere, especially if they got children.
Yeah.
And nowadays, everybody got children.
Orlando said, good point, Shell. He should see that behavior before marriage. Yes. Chris, you're right. It does start at home. This is like kind of off topic, but like when these kids go to school and the parents want to go over there yelling and screaming at the teacher. Well, you need to take time with your kid because that's where it starts. It starts in the household where your kid is pretty much going to end up academically. Chris said, true, Abba. Vanessa said, yes, kids lie sometimes more than grown people. You have to know both your kids and your man. Yeah.
And sometimes people don't want to believe their kids lie.
Shit me. They better. Bush said, if you can't control your kids, leave them at home. Exactly. And then if you feel some type of way about it, okay. And now I would tell if I dated a person with kids, and I'd be like, no. Your kid need to go over there and sit their ass down somewhere because my own little kids, nieces and nephews ain't jumped all over no furniture, and yours ain't gonna come here doing it either. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. If you can't check them, I don't have no problem.
Lost my whole little mind.
I don't have no problem telling you to keep your child at home until they learn how to act. Period. I don't care who it is. Friends, family, whatever. Don't make me no difference.
Oh my God.
I said, train a child in the way of the Lord, and when he grows up, and when he is grown, he shall not depart. That's what we was taught. So many depart. So many depart. Vanessa said, Shelly B, we both know both of you don't play that man's kids should obey. Right. Chris said we Jamaicans.
Yeah. Vaughn, you got distorted. What you put by your? No, you sound like you on like underwater.
Right now?
Uh-huh.
I don't know why. I will go out and I will come back in.
Okay, wait. Talk.
I'm talking.
Okay, you sound now you're good.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what she did. Didn't I just tell her don't go out? Just give her a minute to get back on. She is somewhere where she's trying to pick up Wi-Fi.
Push the wrong button. Okay, here I
Talk.
go.
There you go. Now you sound
Okay.
normal.
Okay. Uh, let's see. Chris said we Jamaicans, so y'all knew
Okay,
better.
okay, Chris. You know how that works with our family. Just beat the children if they even sitting nearby.
Let me read the So Bull said some kids know how to act up when their parents not around and act as angels when they show up. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And you said the same thing Shell just said too. Well, you can't be your kids' friends. Chris said our blind asses. You right, Chris. We can't see
Can't see
nothing.
worth a flip at all. Come on, can't see, can't see.
uh Sophia said that's because you can't trust people nowadays with your kids. But if your child at my house, they would feel safe and have a great time. But that's not just the case nowadays. That's true. That's why I say, people be inviting, all these people around their kids, and these little babies ended up being shaken, their arms broke, trauma to the head, all this stuff because people bringing too many people around their kids that they don't know. You don't know that person's, background if you bringing them around your kids too soon, if they abusive, if they've been abused, all types of stuff can happen. Like, no.
Right.
Stephen, I know you're talking about, about the significant other. But yeah, Stephen said, I'd always say, what did your mother say? Now, if that step parent is doing his best for my kid and has every right, he has every right to pump his or her brakes if they're in the wrong. Right.
Right. If they doing something crazy. Because kids will play you down. I'm telling you, they'll play you. They'll play you every time.
Yeah, they will. Kids, I'm
And
telling
you
you, them
have
some
some
manipulative
parents,
little
I'm telling
creatures.
you have some step parents and some other significant others that don't see no wrong in their children. I don't care what they do.
Yep. They ain't never wrong. And if you say something about them, they're gonna cuss you out. Uh, Abba said the most formative years of a child's life is between the ages of 1 and 7. Build a character during these years, and nature will do the rest. For the most
Correct.
part, Abba.
For the most part.
Nita, hey Nita. Nita said sometimes kids may have a problem with the parents' significant other because they want their parents together and they don't want to listen to others outside the parental boundaries. That's true too. We didn't even talk. I meant to say that earlier, but I forgot. When the kid could be causing the other person hell because they want to see their parents together,
Their
their
parents
mama and
together.
their daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Nita said, my son-in-law is great with my grandkids. He treats them all the same. And that's excellent. That's a wonderful thing. And that's how it should be. Because if I'm with somebody with kids, I treat their kids like they're my own kids. Even if
Because
they, like,
sometimes go
yeah,
ahead.
I was about to say, if I'm with anybody with kids, I love their kids like I love mine. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? If they call me, they need to talk, whatever the case may be, I'm always available. I talk to them, whatever. If I can help them, I'll help them, whatever the case may be. That's how it should be, because that's what I do for my kids. And if we together, those are my kids too at that time. But I would never be like, your kids can't come to this house, or they can't do this, or all kind of other crazy stuff. And I wouldn't
Right.
put my hands on them either. No, I wouldn't do that. Need a bug, what's happening? But yeah, so it just depends on the people. And like I said, it's communication is key with that, because you know just because a person feels a certain way still doesn't mean, even if they all have to talk, a person can act like they all into what you're saying and still secretly don't like you or your kids. You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
sometimes, like when you date people and they got children, you need to be
mhm,
like, something they'll say, let's go on a date, and it's constantly just you and the person, and it's never your children. Sometimes you got to bring them kids, because you got to let them
yeah,
know these are the kids. These are the
we
kids,
come
and they're
together.
going to be there. We come together. It's just like if you date a man and he got little kids, because some fathers, they have their kids, and if you know that, then you need to be doing some stuff sometimes where it's y'all, not just y'all together, but y'all as a whole, so you can feel out what you got what you working with, because it could be crazy.
I used to deal with this dude, and he had 3 young boys, and he got an attitude because the kids like really took to me, and he didn't like it. He act like I was taking his place or something. I was like, no, they got to still stay here with you. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, they got to be home with you every day. I go
yeah,
home.
but I mean, it was like he had a like. he kind of had a real problem with that because his kids, because their mother wasn't around, he was raising them. And so whenever I come, how I am always loving all on the kids and stuff. And he was just like, because he was hard on them, and they needed that, like that softness. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
some nurturing. You know what I mean? But
Some loving, some loving.
yeah, he ain't like that. He
No,
might
and
leave
so
and
you're
come
right.
back.
And some people envy the relationship you have with their kids, which I find
Yeah,
so very strange.
he did not like that, and especially that youngest one. He was like, he wanted to go me everywhere. He did not like that at all. He
But
didn't
a
like
kid,
it.
especially if you get somebody's child and they're very young, like let's say you get a kid and they're like, you have a father who has their kid and they're like 8, 9, 10 months, 1 year,
Hmm.
2-year-old. They don't know no better, huh? They're gonna cling to what love them. Period.
Yeah, because I bet that now, but he didn't like that at all. Because I was hugging on him and stuff, and they just as soon as they come home from school, whatever, they showing me all this stuff, and just like I think they were missing that motherly figure because he was so rough on them,
And
like
extra
hard on them.
excited to show it to like, yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. But no,
We're
he
just
didn't like
people,
that
honey.
though. And Nita said exactly. You should treat anyone else's kids the same as you do with your own. And that's one thing I can say about my Nita bug. Now she got a kid with one of my brothers, and she loved his kids. She go pick them up. Nobody had no problem with her. She go get them, keep them for the weekend, buy them stuff, do whatever. And they still love her to this day. They do.
But it
But that's
should
how
be like
it
that. I
should
mean,
be.
it's
Yeah.
that it really is. Like it's kind of sad when you see somebody like a stepmom or a step boy, a boy just being just mean to the children for now. I can't wrap my head around all that. But some people could be pretty shitty. I
And
mean, pretty
that's
pretty
another
pretty
thing.
mean.
My bad. That's another thing I don't like. If you married to somebody and you be like, "Oh, these my step kids," why they can't just be your kids?
The kids, your kids, they my
You know what I'm
kids.
saying? Oh, this is my stepson. This is my stepdaughter. This is my daughter. This is my son. I mean, because
And
once you take that back,
all
yeah,
my
that's
step
what
kids
it
look
is.
just like me. So it's like you can't tell the damn difference no way.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. But yeah, but I just, I'm just
And then it
like,
sounds so weird when you say it to, oh, these my stepchildren. That sounds
yeah,
wrong. No.
uh,
I just like these my kids, honey. These my kids. These all my children.
uh, but they be like, what? That's your
You got a
what?
lot of
Yeah.
kids. Look, you got a lot of children.
You
Yeah, I
got
do. I got a whole
look.
bunch, whole family.
V said, I'm talking about V said. Abba said, V, what's the foliage in those kids' concrete jungle? I don't know. All kinds of stuff, I guess. But yeah, but it depends on what they had to run through. I don't know. Hold on, y'all. Here I go again. I feel like somebody's teacher. Sophia said, right. But my daughter didn't play that. If she felt some kind of way at 10, she was calling me, and I would have to call and get to the bottom of it. But it would be minor stuff at the end of the day. But she would call. That's good because that too, Sophia, shows that the relationship you have with your child. You know what I'm saying? With your
Right.
daughter. Because my kids will call, honey. When I tell you they call me, I don't care what time of day, what time of night it is. And if they call at a certain time of night, I don't care if it's 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna go get them. Period. I've always been that way,
You mean if
But
they had like a stepdaddy house or something like that?
oh no, not never, no shit like that. I would never do. No, no, no,
You
ma'am.
mean
Mm-mm.
you mean go get them if they somewhere?
Like if they like, how some kids want to go die to spend the night with their friends, and then when they get there, they're like, "Mama, I don't want to be here."
I
Especially,
don't
and then
feel
never,
comfortable.
I would never let my kids stay over with friends that had brothers or daddies or boyfriends. I didn't do that.
Yeah, we never spent the night at all. My mother was like, no,
Yeah, my
not
mama
your
didn't play that.
auntie,
We
you
went
ain't
at
going.
family's house, barely then. Mm-mm,
My
no,
mom
but
always like no. She would just be like no, and we couldn't ask again. It was just no.
and most place I stayed was at my grandma's house. That was it with my cousin. That was as close as it got, pretty much. Or my aunt house, but that was family. Like I said, I stayed at my aunt house all the time. But my mama didn't play that
Not
friend
just
spending
random.
overnight shit.
No, she was no
Mm-mm.
girlfriends. No, you ain't going to nobody's house. It was
And
always
then
no. We just learned not to ask.
she didn't let me have friends spend the night either because I had brothers. You know what I'm saying? And you know, all that kind of stuff. She's like, no, because ain't nobody gonna tell no lie on one of my boys and said that they tried to touch their daughter.
Right.
She was like, no, I'm not dope. And I just knew not to ask. Cause I knew it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how we got. We just was like, well, she gonna say no. Ain't no need in asking, honey. Wasn't a cousin, it was a no.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If it was family. That was it. And like I said, but I was gonna say something about it'll come back to me. But yeah, you just gotta be careful because it was something about the kids. Say something while I'm thinking about what I was finna say.
See, she's I can say something now, y'all. What? What?
You've been talking.
Don't do that. Don't do that face though. Did y'all see her making fun of me the other night? She clowned me with my glasses on, y'all. She's not a good friend.
Look, I can see it now.
Sophia said right. She be cutting up on me, y'all. Y'all don't know she the devil in disguise.
Whatever. But what was I gonna say?
See, God didn't like it, so he took the thought out your mind.
Oh, no. I know what I was gonna say. She said, and I had a problem with my kids sitting on people's laps. Me and Shelly talk
Oh
about that
no,
all the time. I don't play that.
we don't do
No,
that.
no. But I was gonna say, sometimes, what if your child, like she's saying, sometimes kids lie just because they don't like the person you with. They start lying, saying that person tried to touch them in other ways. And then the person tell you, don't bring your kid around me. I don't like that when your child around me, because they know that the child plotting on them to get rid of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that
It's
kind
like
of
she
stuff
can
is so
say,
iffy, especially when you got little
yeah,
girls, because you got to
no,
kind of cipher
boys
between the
too.
line. You can't, yeah, but it's harder when you have a little girl and little girls telling you, "Mama, he doing something," or "Mama, he making me feel uncomfortable," and the mama don't want to believe it. Now, if my child telling me somebody looked like they was looking at her wrong, and Harper she guards her little cuckoo, so I really ain't got to worry about her. Harper gonna be like, "Don't do
Girl,
it,"
she
and
got
Harper
that
is
thing
like,
on the field.
"She ain't making you touch her, honey." She be like, "No," my mama said no.
Mm-mm. She be like, oh, no,
She'll
no,
tell you,
no.
honey. She 3. I be like, nobody. Don't sit on their leg, don't sit on their lap, don't roll on their bed, none of that. Don't do that.
Girl,
Not with your life.
Brixton too. He don't play that. He be like, I got it. Like when you trying to
Mm-hmm.
wash him up and he gotta go potty, he like, I got it. No, he don't.
Yeah.
He don't
She
do
gonna
that.
tell you no, honey. She gonna lock them legs. No, 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 no. She ain't doing it. Training when she
She
young,
said,
honey.
how they know to do that? What you mean, Sophia? How they knew to do what? But yeah, but you have some kids that will lie and say that the other person tried to touch them inappropriately. They've been taught that. Yeah, been taught that. Yeah.
Somebody egging them on, and you can't, because there are some parents who pick they boyfriends over their children, and I can't wrap my head around that either. But
Girl, bye.
I can't wrap my head around a lot of the shit that go on in the world. But there are some that do.
They
They
will
men
put a
leave all
man
over the
or
world
woman
too.
before the kids. And too, a lot of times, a lot of the animosity from a woman's perspective is when another woman, and this how I feel, and I'm gonna stick to what I say. If you a woman and that man got kids, and you trying to keep that man from his kids, that's not being a woman, because you should want that man to go spend time with his kids. And if he got a woman that don't want him to see his kids because it was somebody else, go to court, get a court order, and go see your child, spend time with your child, and help raise that
Right,
child. Because then at that point, she's bitter and she's in her feelings. You don't never keep a child away from the other parent just because they were somebody else or they don't want you. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So don't do that. No, I no.
We agree on that.
Yeah, and you should never allow anybody to tell you when, especially somebody you dating, your significant other that you're dating, that you can't go pick your child up because they got a problem with it, because the mama gonna be there if you pick them up. Well, they live with the mama, so yeah, she's gonna be there 9 times out of 10.
Right,
So that's
right.
that's like, to me, that's just so immature. Like, no, you allow that man to spend time with his kids as much as he can, because they're not gonna be young for long. They grow up really, really fast, and then them kids is gonna grow up having resentment because you may come and go, but them kids are permanent. That's all I'm saying.
And who wants a sorry ass dad? Who wants a man that's a sorry ass father anyway?
You
Like
be
that.
surprised.
That's such a turn off all by itself. You be like, what are you doing with your own kids?
You would be surprised, honey. You'd be surprised
Yeah, when
what
you get
people
with a
do
guy and
just
he
to
got
be with
4 or 5
somebody.
children and you never see none of them ever, you should be asking yourself why you ain't seeing the children. And especially if he's over there
Mhm.
taking care of yours.
They don't care as long as that's getting taken care of. But guess what? The same
No,
thing you do to somebody gonna do it to you eventually. Cause he gonna probably end up making the baby somewhere else, and then you gonna be
right.
sitting over there looking crazy. So no, I don't believe in that. Take care of your kids and don't let nobody tell you that you can't spend time with your kids or you feel like you gotta choose between that person and your children. No, that shouldn't even be a thought at
I wish
all.
somebody might. And you, but you know what? Some people do fix their mouth to tell you this is a choice. You can either do
But
that
like
or
you
you can do
said
this.
earlier, like you just said earlier too, if somebody always calling you wanting to take you out or whatever, and don't never ask, well, did your kids eat? Well, I'll bring the kids something and then
Where your
we can
kids
go
at?
somewhere. Or you and the kids get ready so we can go. No, anybody I ever dealt with, no, me and mine come together, honey. We're not doing that. Now I've had my date
And it's
night.
not saying that the kids got to be everywhere all the time. But if
Right.
you
That's what
know
I'm
you met a
saying.
woman and she got some kids that live in her house, it's different when the kids don't live there, but they live with her. And every time you call, you miss the kid's name, you don't know their name, you don't know nothing about them children. That's a problem, baby. That's a big one.
Shit, look, shit, I got tired of taking them with me sometimes, and then the dude would be like, "You want to take the kids?" I'm like, "For what?
But what? Leave them suckers
Take
out.
them
Let
everywhere
me be the
I
one to say it though. You got to know the
go."
names, baby. You can't be calling my I love you and don't know my children's name. I have a big
I'm like,
problem with that.
damn, can we go somewhere by ourselves sometimes? We got them every time we go somewhere.
Mm.
But I got a problem with that though. Or, if you got a babysitter and then y'all go out to eat and they don't say, well, you're gonna take the kids something back, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do like,
It's some
bruh.
things that just come with brain and age. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
like
know.
some things are just a given. Some things are just a given that you just should know. You know what I'm saying? If you with a woman and
But
she got
yeah,
kids, they come together. And if you with a man and he's a single father, he comes with a child. So, like treat it
mhm.
accordingly like it's supposed to be. But now, like she said, them little unruly ass kids, y'all keep them. I'm just
Now the
saying.
real ones you gotta get them right real quick, y'all. You gotta put your ground rules down. Let the mama know we don't run this show like that over here. This is
Yeah.
how we do.
And
I'm
then
a lover, but we ain't finna be running around here doing what we want to do.
it's like when people think it's cute with these little kids popping their butt and cussing and all this stuff on social media. That is not cute. That is not cute. And to
Nah.
me, sometimes it's setting your child up for failure because they're going to grow up too grown, trying to do the wrong things, impress people, whatever the case may be. That's not cute. And then when they go somewhere and start doing that shit like the church or around some, people or family,
Then you
older
want to
family
slap
members, they
them. You
doing
want to
that
pop them.
and they doing it, you want to whoop their ass when they should. You need to whoop their ass when they start doing it, nip it in the bud. Because I'm a firm believer it starts from the cradle. I'm telling you, she'll tell you about mine. Mine ain't talking. They ain't running their mouth. They're gonna sit their ass down somewhere, even if they're grown now. And my brother's kids and stuff, they're grown, but you can't pay them to disrespect an adult. His
No.
kids, oldest one just about to be 40. And then nobody better not come and tell him, your daughter cussed me out. He gonna go right over there to that house and knock on that damn door because we don't play that. No disrespect. No.
Mm-mm.
Period. I don't care if they get grown because guess what? Even though you may be grown, you still a child to that
Cause
person. You know what I mean?
I ain't even my kids' friends. You have some
No.
parents. They be their kids' friends. They be, oh, you
Mm-mm.
want this when you're in my house? Nah, baby, I don't mix none of that because I don't want nobody's
Nah. I
mama
tell mine
coming
I ain't
saying my
never
kid
had
was
my
over
kids friends.
here. No, we don't do none of the mingling. Mm-mm.
No.
Kids be over there, and I be over here.
What you say, you
But
froze?
that's just different. Different lives of different way people are raised. It's totally different now. I mean, people got you very seldom, and when you see a kid that's like grounded, you almost want to go yes, yes. But honey, the ones that be around me, oh, just God, I be like, Lord, get them, please, Jesus, just get the child because I can't.
Older people, older people used to stop me in the store, older white folks or whatever, and they'd be like, I just want to say, your daughter is so mannerable and so polite. And they be like, that's a good job. Like our kids ain't supposed to have manners or something. But you know, it feels good to you as a parent when you know your child know how to act somewhere in
You hear
public.
somebody say it because your kid ain't out here running around here doing the most, just cussing out people just over here, talking all kinds of way when they in the I hope I
Yeah,
never
my
live to
kids
see that.
too, Sophia. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know, and even my little grandbaby, he's been taught, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. And that's just manners. Abba said on a different topic. I think that one of my mom's friends hit on me last week. Is there a polite way that I could refuse her advance without causing problems between her and my mom? Yeah, you just tell her you don't feel comfortable with that. Your mama's oh, I bit my
Well,
tongue. She's your
damn,
mother's
Abba, that's not
friend.
good, baby.
She's your.
Just
We
tell.
were just talking about this too. She's your mother's friend, but you know,
Well, you know,
mama's
Abba,
friends be looking at
some
them
people wait
sons.
for you to get old enough for them to hit on you. You know what I mean?
And then some of the sons
Unfortunately,
get older, be hitting on the mama's friends.
yeah, sometimes they wait for you to get just out the cradle with your foot out of it, and they be like,
Uh-huh.
yes, they grown
Be like,
now,
I'm
baby, they
grown
grown.
now. Look, I'm grown now, Miss
Okay, and
Parker.
you be going, and what does that mean? You're still a baby.
Right. She said my third her oldest is 35 and still say yes and ma'am and no ma'am. Yeah. But
Yeah.
some women wait just like men be waiting on these little girls. A lot of women wait on these guys to get older. Cause they be saying, oh, they're gonna be fine when they get older. They're gonna be this, they're gonna be that.
I'ma touch them, honey. I'ma touch them. That's just nasty.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been watching it when they was little. That's nasty.
honey, you be surprised. I'm trying to tell you, honey, you would be surprised.
And honey, they be
Cause they
ready. The
out
little young ones, honey, they be ready to fight. They be like, I'm 29 now, and
they out
what?
girl. They seem like they get younger and younger trying to come at you. I be like,
Trying to come
no,
at you,
look,
honey. I be
that
like,
cup of
no, baby,
cross,
no.
no. I be like, you my daughter's age. We
Can't do it. I
can't do
couldn't do it. My
that.
brain messed up.
No. But that's what you need to do. You
I
need to
couldn't
tell
do it.
her that,
I couldn't.
you just feel that's uncomfortable for you and inappropriate because she your mama's friend. But if she was
Yeah.
super fine, Abba, would you be telling us this?
Yeah. What she look like? She must not be all. She must not be of your standards.
Yeah, look, if she was super fine now, Abba might not
I'll
be
be
need
like, yes.
mentioning this.
But you know what though? Even if she was, it'd still be awkward. It's like an
Yeah,
awkward thing to have
yeah.
somebody like somebody's kid, coming after you in a sexual kind of way and you don't raise them. That's just nasty.
It's a movie like that on Netflix. These two best friends' sons grew up and they were sneaking around with each other's sons.
Ugh. Ugh. That probably would
I
make me
wouldn't feel
mad.
comfortable.
That's like Jill and becoming 22, and then you'd be like, "Yeah, Jill's grown now." I'd be like, "Girl, bye."
I'll be calling you mom. I'm gonna say, hey
No, 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 no,
mom.
no, 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 no.
Oh God, you would lose your
I could
mind. I
not.
can see
No,
it now.
not that's a no, no. I would be
I'd
madder than
be
hell.
I'd be sick myself. I
Yeah,
would
just
be
the thought
sick
of that, my whole
myself.
body just go. Ugh.
No, some shit you just don't
I don't
do.
want to know what that looked like.
But on the flip side, opposite, she's super fine, but it's still awkward. Really, really awkward. I can imagine so, Abba. How old are you, Abba? I want to know.
But
And
one day
you
we
can't
gonna
be
put a
staying
face to
on
this
this long,
Abba.
Abba. We miss you when you're not here.
He
But
said, Abba's somewhere in England.
yeah, that's what I was looking at too. I can't remember the name of it, but if I remember it or if I come across it, I'll inbox you the name of it, Lynn. But yeah, but on the flip side, I was about to say, some girls, when they come around, they start looking at the daddies too. Your daughter's friends come looking at your man, and you know what I'm saying? Your son's friends come looking at the mama. It happens.
Yeah. I used to have one of Jellen's little friends used to come over here and take off his shirt and come to my room. I said, boy, if you
You
don't get
told
out
me.
of my room, like
You
for
told
real,
me
and put
that.
your damn clothes on. I think you done lost your little mind, your
Girl.
little bitty body going on. Go on with your little self. They be in love, honey.
Um,
Be like your mama. No, baby, I'm his mama. You're right. There you go. You just said the magic words, mama.
and my daughter's little friends be in my inbox. I said, shit, get right on there. I said, if you don't get out my mama's inbox, Little
I
young
know,
one,
right?
child.
Let me
Yep.
DM them. Let me DM them.
Girl,
No, but
I was like,
y'all.
I asked her, do you know who this is? She said, no, he didn't. She said, not really old enough for me to be okay with her, no matter how fly she is. Okay. Abba
You
has
still didn't tell us
standards
your
for
age,
men.
Abba.
Yeah, he skipped
Look,
over that.
you still didn't tell us your age. We asked your age, Abba.
He's not nearly old enough for all those shenanigans, honey.
And what's your nationality, Abba?
If he
Look,
said mom, I'm thinking he's British.
he could be Jamaican in
He
England
could
because
be
a lot of
Jamaican
Jamaicans,
too and live in
yeah,
England.
and
Yeah.
live in England. We just guessing your whole little stats, Abba, right now.
Yeah, I would be missing an action on us.
It's been a minute,
But yeah, girl, it's 9 o'clock
but
already.
you lovely, great, fabulous people that rock with us every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Please, 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 please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to all of our platforms. You know we're getting ready to pull this platform off of Facebook, y'all. We're going to be streaming only on YouTube because that's the only way we're going to get y'all to get off this page.
YouTube and
And go to the
Instagram too.
and go and Instagram when we get Instagram working. And go to the Shelly Live and Be Lovebird fan page. Please like and follow. I'm sorry, like and follow. People coming to my main page and they following. Stop following me on that platform. Follow on the Shelly Live and Be Lovebird page. That's where it counts. What else we got coming up?
Good night, Orlando.
Night
My
Orlando.
birthday.
Night Water. Vonda's birthday is coming up, y'all. We going away for that though. We got a Halloween
Yeah,
thing coming up here that I'm not
next weekend.
next weekend. That we're going to that we'll throw up our shenanigans while we're out there doing it.
Social
And
distancing, y'all, because she almost got me the coronavirus last week.
if she don't stop telling people that big old lie, I did not get this damn coronavirus. Although if you saw
I'm
the
gonna post the
video and
video,
how she
y'all.
reacted in the damn video, it's just
Girl,
ridiculous.
I was appalled.
She was, and the expression was all of her lovely little V Lovebird face. But
I
no
said,
here, no there, y'all. She will be back next week, and then we're leaving that. And the next trip we're going on, we'll be leaving this state, hopefully. And
y'all.
hopefully the world will open back up next year so we can have our party because we're really, really working on this party for April next year. And we really wanted to pop off really well. But, if we in lockdown, it's going to be hard to do social distancing with a lot of people. So it just depends. We got to play our cards according to that. I think it's biting the shit out of my leg. And that's kind of how that goes, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell on YouTube. You can hit that bell. So every time we go
Subscribe.
live, it's going to go ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling on your phone.
Hey, Aunt, we about to get out, honey. You done missed the hour, Aunt. I would say, how
Yeah.
old are you ladies?
48. Hey, Anthony. And Vonda's 59.
I'll take
Vonda
that.
is 50. She's 50. We're a year apart by default.
Y'all, she been lying about 1 year on her age for the longest, and I just
I've been telling
realized
everybody I'm 47, y'all, but I am 48.
lying ass heifer.
48, y'all. For real. My real age is 48.
Oh God. But anywho, y'all. Well,
Like,
y'all, we're
share,
gonna
and
go ahead and end
subscribe.
this live. We love you guys. And like she said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, follow us on Instagram, Naughty Nice 22. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Same
Tomorrow.
bat
And y'all
time,
have a
same bat
fabulous
channel.
Wednesday night. Y'all notice I didn't eat tonight?
Because
The
she been
Shelly Live
eating
and Be Love
already.
Bird, y'all. Loving life and loving what we do. Mwah.
Good night, you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're now tuned into Naughty or Nice. Let's go.
Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal. Me don't want no fake love, me only want the real deal.
Shelly
Me don't want no
Live
fake love,
and
me
Be
only want the real
Lovebird.
deal.
Have you ever met a sister with her shit together? Maintaining, never complaining, trying to make shit better. She's got a real good life with the right frame of mind. She's the real deal, baby, and she know how to grind. On the job or in the bedroom, baby, the truth. And with her by your side, homeboy, you can't lose. Just slip on the dress and go to work like a pro. Then bring that ass home and drop it down to the floor. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's a lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets. Educated, sophisticated, conversation so deep. She's the lady in that world, but a freak in the sheets.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Shelly Light and be lovebird.
Good night.
Good night.